everybody. My name is Curtis Caldwell, and welcome to week 8 of MGT 501. And I'm going to do a TED Talk on how to motivate your employees. So as far as motivation, it's a long-term investment. We got some examples here of goals, attitude, ideas, success, support, and performance. But one thing I want to tell you, in 2018, Valerie Bowden wrote an article about motivating employees, and she said more than 1/3 of employees prefer to be, they respond to motivation by engagement, giving them compliments. So, how can companies motivate their employees? That's the big question here. So that's a great question. A great question needs a great answer. And guess what? I got the answer today. I'm going to tell you a story. I used to be in the Navy. I'm a Navy veteran, as a lot of y'all know. Hoorah! But let me tell you this. One time, back in the early 2000s, there was a shipmate that I worked with on the USS Porter. He joined the Navy from Columbus, Georgia. And one of the stipulations of his contract was that he would get early advancement from E3 to E4. Now, usually in the military, if you're going from E3 to E4, you have to test out of that rank in order to get to E4. Part of his stipulation in his contract stated that he did not have to do that. So, what happened was, he made E3, he automatically got bumped up to E4, but as he was working on the ship, in the Navy, periodically they do tests where you test from your current rank to show your ability to go to the next rank. So he decided to go down and talk to the ship's career counselor. He asked him, he said, "Hey, I know I got automatically pushed to E4, but is there any chance that there's a test coming for me on the next cycle where I would get automatically pushed to E5? So the Navy career counselor looked into it, and he told him, "No, you're not eligible." Lo and behold, the day of the testing, the personnel office from Tennessee, they sent a test for this young sailor. So actually, he was eligible to take the next advancement exam. So they came and rushed him out of the office the day of the exam. He was not expecting this. He had not studied at all. So he took the test and he bombed it. I mean, terribly. And of course, you're not expected to do well on a test if you don't study for it. Another thing is, once he got his results back and he saw that he failed, he just became down in the dumps. He was no longer motivated to do his job. As a matter of fact, he no longer wanted to be in the Navy because he felt that his command failed him. So he went from showing up to work on time every day, going above and beyond on his maintenance. Now all of a sudden he's moping around. He's barely completing the work that he needs to be done. And his work center supervisor noticed his drop off in performance. So he went and talked to him. He said, "Hey man, I noticed that you're not your normal self. It seems like you've been down in the dumps lately. What's going on?" He explained to him, "Hey, I went and talked to the career counselor a few months ago. He told me I wasn't eligible for the exam, but they had an exam for me and I failed it. So due to the fact that I didn't study for it, I wasn't prepped for it, I couldn't go up to the next pay grade. So that's why I've been down in the dumps." So his work center supervisor, he took it upon himself to say, "You know what? I apologize for that. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to study with you. We'll even do working side by side on a day-to-day basis so we can get you up to speed. So when the next test comes around, hopefully you'll do better on it." So months and months go by. The junior sailors constantly working. He's doing his work on time. He's studying with the work center supervisor. And you know what? While they're studying and he's answering those tests, he's getting all his answers correct on the practice test. The work center suit's patting him on the back. He's like, hey, attaboy, great job, yeah. He's getting his maintenance done on a daily basis. He says, you know what? You did a great job on changing out those light bulbs and those alarm systems. Great job, way to go, yeah, attaboy. So the next testing cycle comes around, and you know what? The junior sailor, he passed it, and he made it up to the next grade. So he went from E4 to E5. And it's all because his work center soup took time to engage with him. He took time to find out what was wrong, what was right, what made him tick. And therefore, on a daily basis, he also motivated him whenever he did something small, no matter how small it was, no matter how big it was, he acknowledged him. So what's the moral of today's story? If you want to motivate your employees, you got to engage with them. You got to find out what's going on. You got to find out what they like, what they don't like, what makes them tick, and you got to expound on that. You got to give them positive reinforcement. You got to tell them, hey, good job. And you know what? That's how you motivate your employees. And when you do things like that, your subordinates, once they have the chance to become leaders, they will pass it on to their subordinates that's coming up under them. And that's what I call paying it forward. Thank you for listening. I'm Curtis Caldwell. Have a great night.